Hey, what's up, PC? Mike here. Haven't made a video in a while. I've been super busy. I have a my second child is due any day now, so we've sort of been getting organized and trying to figure some shit out. But I have a bunch of records to show and talk about, and um, I guess I'll just go through them in no particular order. Recent pickups, mostly. I guess it's all well, mostly jazz stuff, avant-garde, free jazz, that sort of stuff. Some of them are, I guess, what I consider what should be staples in a collection, and for some reason I never had them and came across them and picked them up. One of those are or is John Coltrane Impressions on Impulse. Obviously, John Coltrane doesn't need any introduction. Black Saint recording Jimmy Lyons Quartet with Jimmy Lyons, Raf Malik, Karen Borka, William Parker on bass, and Paul Murphy on drums. Black Saint is a Italian label. Awesome label. Um, I don't come across them usually or often. The label produces mainly, if you're not familiar with them, mainly free jazz and avant-garde and that sort of stuff. Another Italian record. It's a compilation of sorts. Gato Barbieri, Don Cherry, Albert Ayler, and John Handy. I think I've seen this a few times in the VC. Several people have it. Interesting. There's another Italian record label or manufacturer that manufactured a different cover, different album title, but the tracks are exactly the same and the same recordings. It's pretty funny. Next is Albert Ayler, Witches and Devils, on Arista Records. Arista Freedom, which was their free jazz label. More Albert Ayler with Don Cherry, Gary Peacock, and Sonny Murray. Vibrations, a really good one. Here's a fantastic album, the Bird and Green Ensemble, Aquariana, on the French Actual label. If you're not familiar with Bird and Green, it's very I guess to some people it might be challenging compositions, amazing arranger, orchestrator. Actual is a French label, and they put out, I guess, experimental free jazz avant-garde stuff. Really awesome stuff. If you ever come across it, it's usually pretty affordable, and most of the recordings are pretty phenomenal. So it's a safe label to pick up if you're not familiar with the artist. It'll definitely give you something different. Next two are thrift store finds. I paid them 75 cents each. Clockwork Orange. Love the movie, love Stanley Kubrick's, and the soundtrack, of course, is pretty awesome. And this I was surprised to find at Goodwill. Paul Horn inside. As you can see, the sleeve is a little, well, it's falling apart, but it still has the insert, and the vinyl is excellent condition. It's actually very quiet. Carla Bley. I'm a huge fan of Carla Bley, and This, of course, is a phenomenal album. It's very fun, actually. I don't even know how. I mean, whoever. I wouldn't even know how to classify this. It's kind of like avant-garde, but it's it has prog in it, and um, I don't know. It's just awesome. Amazing band, of course. Carla Bley, Julie Tippett, Dave Holland, Paul Motian, Howard Johnson, Michael Mandler, Tony Marcus. I think it's their second album from 1974. Here's a phenomenal album. An amazing saxophonist, alto sax, Arthur Blythe. If you're not familiar with them, check out this album. This is his first release from 1979 on India Navigation. And it's a ridiculously good album. So it's Arthur Blythe, Abdul Wadu Doncello, Bob Stewart, Steve Reed, Muhammad Abdullah, and Ahmed Abdullah on trumpet. I believe they're all Arthur Blythe's compositions, and this was recorded in 1979. Really good. Something you find across all of his albums is just really solid musicianship. And he can blow, man. He's amazing. Next up is Anthony Braxton. Creative Orchestra Music, 1976, on Arista. Really good album. An amazing cover. It's one of those. It's a cover that actually suits the music, which is pretty neat. Another album on Arista Freedom, Gato Barbieri and Dollar Brand, a duet album. It's really good. There are a few stellar tracks. Next up, one of my favorite drummers, Sonny Murray Trio, with his brother David Murray, who is an amazing saxophonist, and Malachi Favors. This is live at the Morris Festival. And phenomenal playing on all ends, of course, especially Sonny Murray's playing, and his brother David Murray. If you don't know David Murray on saxophone, he's pretty fucking awesome, and he really kills it on this album. Moore's Music, which was the festival producer, put out several recordings, and they're pretty good quality and amazing performances. Cosmic Music by John Coltrane, of course produced after his death by Alice Coltrane, on Impulse. It's a pretty awesome, pretty amazing album, of course. Not everything after his death was super amazing, but this is one of them. The only thing I can say is that the recording is inconsistent. Some tracks sound really good, some sound pretty crappy, recording wise, but the music playing on it is amazing. And it's one of those albums that I wish would get remastered and reproduced, maybe in 45 RPM or something. Another monster horn player, Roland Kirk, Prepare Thyself to Deal with a Miracle. I'm sure most of you are familiar with them. Uh, he's a beast. This is Atlantic. I'm pretty sure it's a reissue. Yeah, like 100% sure it's a reissue. Originally recorded in '73, and has the insert. Personnel: Roland Kirk, Charles McGee, Dave Griffin, Harry Smiles, Ron Burden, Robert Shy, a bunch of other people. But really good. Spiritual. Just awesome. I know that not everybody's a fan of Roland Kirk, and I know some critics have sort of scoffed at his dual sax playing as a gimmick or something, but I think he's a beast for sure. This is another dollar find. Carmen McRae, great vocalist, live at Sugar Hill, San Francisco, in I don't know. I thought it was like early 70s. I don't know. Regardless, just a solid vocal album. Carmen McRae. Okay, here's a monster trio album. Gateway, John Abercrombie, Dave Holland, and Jack DeJohnette. ECM recording. All three of these musicians were staples in the ECM catalog. Like, they're pretty much the go-to musicians. This was recorded in '75, and it's just fucking monstrous playing. John Abercrombie, probably his best, my favorite playing of his. And of course, Dave Holland is a phenomenal bass player, and Jack DeJohnette. These guys just really kill it in this album. If you're not familiar with it, it's a pretty easy album to listen to, and it just fucking smokes. Last but not least, Dave Burrell, High 1, High 2, on Arista Freedom. Dave Burrell he's an amazing free jazz pianist. For some reason, he doesn't have the same street cred as, I guess, Cecil Taylor. That same generation genre, but he's fucking amazing. And this album in particular is so good, and it's really easy to listen to. But the playing, it's a trio, and it's just phenomenal. Dave Burrell on piano, Norris Jones on bass, Bobby Cap on drums, and actually Pharoah Sanders is credited for playing the tambourine on the album, which I thought was pretty funny. But it's awesome. I think I'm gonna needle drop a song, Bittersweet Reminiscence. I'm gonna needle drop that. I'm not sure if I'll do it after this video or make it a separate video altogether, but you really have to listen to it. It's amazing. And it's Arista Freedom are pretty affordable records. You can probably find this online for like, I don't know, 10-15 bucks, and it's definitely worth the buy, and it's a great intro to Dave Burrell's music. I think that's it, and I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave some comments and feedback, and yeah, I hope